some other person might not just be lucky to have actually identified the perpetrator. I'm Regina Manyara. I wish you a great day ahead.
Well, thank you, Ray. Time for our next conversation of the day. And being Thursday, you know we get to do things easy and light. Time for Entertainment Thursday. Joining us live from Australia is Becky Jones. Becky Jones is a singer, female R&B singer. Becky, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this fine morning?
I'm good. It's afternoon. I'm here at the moment. So it's morning over there. But good morning.
Okay, it's good morning on this side. But anyway, let's just, get right into it. There's an article I read, and it was saying that female R&B artists to look out for in 2020. Becky, what do you think makes you it as a female R&B artist?
Well, that article, I think I'm not really I don't really like to box myself in. I like to call myself an artist, so I want to be able to just create. I think because where I come from, South Sudan, there's not a lot of female artists that are really out there. So what makes me who I am, or important in the music industry in my country, is that a lot of people are not doing what I'm doing. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, out of something that people really don't like to look like. If you watch my music video in the middle, like a lot of South Sudanese artists or female artists, for them to step out like the way I did. So I think that makes me very make me the it, like you call it, because I am daring my community as a whole.
You are daring, fair enough. But speaking of daring, you were born in Ethiopia. Part of your teen years you grew up in Kenya, then moved to Australia. Why did you move? Was it to pursue music? Tell us.
Actually, I didn't have a choice. Obviously, when I came to Australia, I was young, and it was my mom that made that decision to bring us out here for a better life and better education. So that's why we moved here, really. And, saw the opportunity to do music. And it was hard for me to even step out and try to do music because it was really something that my family don't support. As I am today, I am willing to step out of my comfort zone, step out of what people are saying, and just silence the voice to come out here and have the opportunity to do music. So that's why we came to Australia, to have a better life.
Okay, you just said that music is something that your family didn't support. So how then did this affect you, seeing that this is what you wanted to do? You have a passion in music.
Yes, it affected me because my family, not having the support of your family, it's really a bit it's sad. But given where I come from, I'm supposed to do something being a lawyer or a doctor or whatever that's norm in the community, in my community, to say the least. It affected me to an extent where I wasn't able to go out and just pursue it freely because I didn't have the support of my family. Whereby if I did have the support of my family, it would have made it a lot easier, and I probably would have pursued it a long time ago in my younger days.
Okay, well, so the reason as to why your family wasn't supportive is because they wanted you to be a lawyer, a doctor. It was more of that traditional kind of setup.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And so what about now? Are they in support, seeing that now you're doing music?
I think I now know that my family wanted to see the evidence of what I'm doing. So before, when I was saying I was going to do music, they just really frowned on it, what are you trying to do? But when I first released my first music video, it was okay, I'm going to support you, but not really a full support. But just recently, when I released the In the Middle, I saw my mom being more, supportive and coming and just giving me a tap on my shoulder and telling me congratulations. So it was hard, but eventually they are supporting, and they followed through.
It's interesting. So it was hard, but eventually they just bought into the idea that you wanted to do music, and they eventually just supported you, all the way, at least.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Now, also, another thing is that you grew up in a Christian family, in a church setup. You are also going to choir, singing choir, but you just turned out to be a secular artist singing R&B. Tell us about that. What is the relation? Because actually, one would expect you to be singing gospel, given the fact that you were in choir and, in a church kind of family setup, but you are on the other side.
Well, I mean, like, just because I was in the choir doesn't mean that that's what I wanted to pursue, to sing gospel music. Not to say there's something bad about that. It's just my passion and what I like to pursue, which is singing R&B or Afro. I don't, like, it doesn't mean, like, just because I went to choir and was in a choir, that was not really what I wanted when I grew up, or when I grow up, like now, today. So there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I'm really happy and I'm very grateful.
So there's nothing wrong. It doesn't really matter if you're in choir, but as long as you're following what you love and what your passion is, right?
Yes. Well, me being in the choir was because I love music or I love singing. It wasn't because I wanted to be a gospel singer.
Okay. Now, being a female R&B artist in Australia, how is it like? Paint for us a picture.
Well, it's not in Australia right now. Like, there's not much, like, a lot of African artists that are out in the media industry. So I'm hoping to really break through in Australian music industry. I mean, hoping to God that will be the case in the future. But there's not much going on at the moment. Yeah.
So there's no much going on at the moment. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's no really, like, Australian, South Sudanese or African artists that are in Australian music industry, to say the least.
All right. So, and then generally, just as a female artist, in whatever capacity that you're in the capacity that you're in, what has been your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge has been me being a female first and foremost. People just not taking me serious because I'm a female. For example, if I was to go to, a studio and do, like, and try to, like, tell the producer I want to do this, but then they look at me like, view me in a different manner, of which when it comes to me being serious, I just lay down everything on the table. And it's not serious, then okay, fine. But it's just me being a female first and foremost that makes it really a bit difficult or challenging. But you just have to be serious about your business and find people that are serious about the business and do the work.
Wow, that's quite sad. So you're saying that just by the virtue of the fact that you're female, people don't take you that, as serious as they're probably supposed to?
Yeah.
All right. So then how do you deal with that? How do you go about it?
Well, I just mean business. I put everything on the table, how I want things. And if it's not the case, then I walk out and find somebody that's serious about the business.
Serious about the business. Okay. Also, you were in the game at least for a while. Then you broke off a bit. Why did you, just take a break?
I took a break because it was personal family issues that I was going through, and it was something I'm still going through, and I really, it's not something that I would like to go into it at the moment, but there were personal issues as to why I took a long break.
Okay. Yeah. So for how long did you take that break, and how was it, coming back to the game, singing R&B again?
Because music was my greatest escape. When I was going through my issues, I would listen to music, sing, and that was really, I found that therapeutic. With that long break that took maybe 5 to 6 years, I still didn't find myself, my stable place where I stand and felt really comfortable. So I said music made me happy. Music brought out the light in my eyes, or the light in my face, and everything else that's going on around me. So I decided, like, me coming back to music was really going to change my life in the best way possible.
Okay. And now coming back after that 5 to 6 year break, how was the reception like, seeing that at least you were there before?
Yeah, well, it's been amazing. The support has been really, really, really huge from my fellow community, to say the least. I've been received very well. And because I've received a lot of messages from younger girls that are trying to break out of that community norm, but because of the fact that they don't have the support of their family, seeing me as a female in my community, it really encouraged them. So I really like the fact that I've taken this step, and I'm continuing to inspire people.
All right.
Female.
Okay, so your greatest support has been from what? Your fans? Family, friends?
My fans, people that really love and appreciate my music and my talent.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine. I want to talk about your song, Hold You, which,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just looking at some of the comments, especially on social media, saying that people really love that song. Probably you can just tell us a bit about it, the concept behind it.
What song? Hold You?
Yeah,
Or in
yeah,
the
yeah.
middle?
Right.
In the middle?
Hold You.
Oh, Hold You. Sorry, I
Yes.
didn't understand. I didn't hear. Well, Hold You was created in December, early December last year. And when I went into the studio, we made the beat right there and then, and wrote the song right there and then, recorded. And I really, really fell in love with the beat. And coming up with the lyrics wasn't really as hard because I look around and people that I've seen my sister's relationship, I've seen myself in relationship. So it was really based not only just about me, but people surrounding and people and the stories that I've seen and heard.
Okay, so you're saying that
Yeah.
at least the concept behind it was, you know, drawn from the relationships that you've been seeing around your own as well. That is what, you know, made you write
Yeah.
this song.
Yes.
Okay, so then what goes into the process? Maybe you can just, you know, paint for us a picture, or at least make us understand before you write a song, you know, release it, what goes into it? You know, what kind of work goes into it as an artist?
Well, like given the beats or the writing part of it.
The writing
which
part
I
of it.
don't. Oh well, the writing part of it doesn't really come hard because it's something that you do, something that comes naturally. So it wouldn't really be difficult to write a song. So like I think about my life, things I've gone through, and it's, you know, the song just comes easy to write when you put yourself in that vibe, when you put yourself in that situation. So like writing from experience makes it's more often very less difficult because you are in the experience or you have been in the experience. So like I write based on my experience or what I've seen around me. So it's easy to write the lyrics. It was easy to write those lyrics.
Okay. So then is it safe
Yeah.
is it safe to say that you know your major inspiration is basically what you've been through, what you're seeing around in terms of how you compose your songs?
Yeah, like most of the best songs or the best song that I write are actually based on things that I have experienced and and people that I've been around with really. So, you know, like I have a lot of sisters and I have friends and I've seen and heard stories. So when I write a song, I think about the story and I think about what I have experienced and then I write. So it's safe to say that, you know, I write based on my experience.
Okay. Now let's look again
Yeah.
at another song of, you know, actually your latest song, In the Middle.
Yeah.
Just released about, is it
Yes.
2 or 3 weeks ago? Tell us a bit about that one.
It was released 4 days ago, actually.
Okay. Oh, all
Yes.
right. So tell us about that.
In the Middle was produced by a producer back in Uganda, Kamba Debates. And when he sent me the beat, and I heard the beat, and I was like, wow, I really, really like these beats. So, you know, I just find myself thinking about going into a club and seeing a guy that I really, really like, just appreciate the way they look before I can get to know them, because you really don't know somebody until you get to know them. So like, I was like, you know, I have been in that situation before and I found myself in the midst of that before. So it was easy for me to write In the Middle. So basically it's written about like falling in love with a stranger and, you know, just other imaginations that you can find yourself in, you know, being a girl.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
you know, what I'm drawing from you, Becky, is that all your songs are just about love, love, love. Is it because it's R&B and it's all love?
Well, love is the universal language, so why not?
Love is a universal language, so why not? Now, let's talk about your collabos. You know, have you done any collabos? And probably if you have done, how do you choose people that you collabo with in your songs?
I have done, shout out to AMAC, he's one of the most prominent male artists in my community. I have done a collab with him. The song is called The Dose. The video is coming out soon. I am having a collab with one of the biggest Ugandan artists at the moment. So I tend to go towards somebody that I really like and appreciate their music to collab with.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, just from the artists that you're mentioning, one from Uganda, the one that is expected to come soon. Now, you have grown, much of your life has been spent at least here in Kenya, you know, part of your teen years. I would expect probably to hear you say that probably a collab with a Kenyan artist, you know, something like that. Why not? Or are you planning to do one with a Kenyan artist?
Absolutely. I am
Which
planning to
one?
do one with a Kenyan artist. Yes, I'm planning. I'm yet to go through that process, but absolutely, it's one of my biggest dreams actually to make a song with a Kenyan artist because, Kenya was my second home.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really hoping that will be a possibility soon.
Then
Yeah.
also, I'd like you to at least tell us, how do you go about picking the artists that you collaborate with? What do you look for?
I look for somebody that's very serious, somebody that is focused and is like direct with them with their message in the song. For example, Calligraph, I really really admire his work. I like King Kaka. Those are really my favorite artists right now. But in singing, in terms of singing, I like Willie Paul. He's one of my favorite singers. So people like that, I really really appreciate their talent because they're very very intelligent when it comes to writing their lyrics. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just going a bit back, you had told us that, as the time when you're beginning, your parents were not quite supportive of your craft as at that time. So then did you have mentors, people that, guide you as you go about music, sing that is something that you loved as at that time and even now?
No, I didn't really have like somebody that was guiding me through, you mean?
Yeah. Like mentors, people
No,
in the industry.
I didn't have that because you see, like doing music, even in high school, I had to be secretive about it in my subject because my mom really didn't appreciate me doing music. Yeah, I had to be secretive about it. It wasn't something that was really accepted because I'm the oldest.
It seems that we are losing, but we are speaking to Becky Jones, an Australia-based singer. Just when we get your voice, you'll continue to explain that for us. How was it for you, given the fact that probably you didn't have a mentor? So how then were you able to do music, and now that you're making it, in a different country? So how is it for you? This is just Becky Jones talking to us about her music journey as a female R&B artist who is based in Australia, a South Sudanese female R&B artist based in Australia, lived in Kenya at least for the part of her teen years, was born in Ethiopia, trying to find her way in music. Becky, if you can get us, you're just talking to us about the idea of mentorship. So keep going. How was it for you, given the fact that parents were not quite supportive as at that time? Becky? Okay, we're just trying to get Becky's sound, but as I was telling you, we are speaking to Becky Jones. She is an Australian singer, South Sudanese singer based in Australia. Actually, I beg your pardon, just talking to us about her music journey, how it has been, and also telling us some of the challenges that she faces as a female R&B artist. And part of what she's saying is that people don't take her seriously, especially just by the virtue of the fact that she is female. You're also just trying to find out from her, being a female artist, coming from a family that wasn't quite supportive of her craft, and this is what she wanted to do. Then how was it, and how has it been for her just coming up? And that is what she was trying to explain to us, that sometimes she had to even hide just to write music, hide to compose and sing. But at least as of now, family is trying to be quite supportive of her, and she's also just had some initiative project, especially for the upcoming female South Sudanese singers, saying that at least that is where she comes from, only that she's based in Australia. So this is just the kind of conversation that we are having with her as a female R&B singer. Becky, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Sorry
now,
about
so
that.
we were just talking about...
Okay.
Yes. All right, fine. So we're talking about the idea of mentorship, especially as a female artist, at that time when your parents were not quite supportive of you. So walk us through that you even had to just hide to be able to write, sing, and compose music. How was it for you not having a mentor, and what are you doing now to mentor probably other young upcoming artists?
Well, I look into to inspire young generations coming up into the music industry, so they can stop and just step out of their comfort zone and do what they want to do. It doesn't have to be music; it can be anything else they're inspired to do. So I would love to reach out to the young ones if they want any mentor, and if they want me to speak to their family members. I would like to do that because I myself do not have that. support. And being, being the oldest, I had to really be just so obedient and forget my dreams for a little while until I feel like now that I have a voice and I'm able to stand on my ground and say, listen, this is what I want to do. And if you don't like it, then tough luck. That's your problem. I want to do music. And if you want to support me, come along. If you don't, then that's okay.
Okay, there's always that question of love and hate in equal measure, especially for artists and female for that matter. So yes, like I had mentioned earlier that, just going through social media and some of your music, people loving your content and the kind of music that you put out there. But when it comes to hate, how do you deal with that as an artist?
Well, for example, already not being accepted from the beginning from my family, I had to learn to have a tough skin. It's I've really I've had so many love, but I've also had negative comments, but from people that really not comfortable within themselves and who are willing to just put me down, whatever. I really just love, I have to train myself to just silence those voices out and focus on the love that I'm receiving instead of the hate.
Okay. Right, and also just for the young upcoming artists that at least you're trying to talk to, the female ones, has anyone ever come to you and say, Becky, this is what I'm going through. I've just put out, a music video there, and the kind of hate and trolls I'm getting, probably I can't deal with. How do you then go about, teaching them how to deal with this kind of situation, seeing that some can even give up and not continue doing whatever it is that they love?
Well, I would really like just to tell them to just silence the voices out and believe in themselves. Because at the end of the day, you will have so many hate regardless, and you have love as well. As many times, as much as you have the love, as much as you have the hate, you have the love. So forget the hate and forget people that are trying to put you down, because those people are probably struggling on their own, and they're trying to project the hate towards you. And it's not about you, it's about them at the end of the day. So if somebody is projecting their hate on you, just remember that it's not about you, it's them. And if they have an issue with them, they need to deal with themselves and focus on the things that you're really receiving as far as positivity goes.
Okay, forget the hate, focus on the love. So now, are you planning to come back to South Sudanese to probably do music there, or for you it's just Australia all the way?
I'm absolutely planning to come back home to East Africa, because that's where I'm receiving most of the love, to be honest. I am willing, I was supposed to be there this July, but because of this COVID-19 going on, has really ruined my plans. But I'm hoping soon enough that I will be traveling there, because I want to really go make my music more viral over there instead, because that's my homeland. Okay,
and now just as we wrap it up, Becky, what are your future plans, future projects as far as music is concerned?
I am working on an album, and I have more collabos that are coming up, so stay tuned.
Better way to finish, working on an album and more collabos coming up. Thank you so much, Becky, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so that has been Becky Jones, an Australian-based singer, R&B Australian-based singer, talking to us about her music and how it has been for her as a female artist. So we wrap it up there, but I leave you with her latest song. Take a look.